Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Marcella. Hey, James. Hello. We're going to get started in just a minute. Good morning. Hey, everybody. Good morning. We're going to get started in just a moment. Losing pounds in Texas. Everybody sound off. Tell us where you're from this morning. Got Texas and Phoenix represented. Good morning, everybody. TGIS, thank God it's Saturday. And you know what we say, Saturday does not have to be fatter day. Rome, Georgia, Sonoya, Tunnel Hill, got a lot of Georgia folks, some Tennessee folks coming in. Hey, what's up, everybody? Cedartown, this is awesome. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Can you hear me? Is it freezing on anyone else, or is it just Kathy? Help us do some troubleshooting. I almost said a wordy dirt there. Help us do some troubleshooting. Is it freezing for everyone else? Yeah, because it's the broadcast is reliant upon my internet service and your internet service. So it looks like I've got a good connection. It may be well, you can't hear me. So, hey, everybody. We're about to get started, just finishing a little setup. Drinking a little Advocare Spark, shameless plug. Good morning. Come on in. Come on in, everybody. All right. I think we're going. No freezing, working good now. Okay, everybody, make sure in the Zoom app, notice Connie, Frida, Marcella, Joyce. I'm the only one that can see your comments right now. Everybody look. You'll see in the chat it says to all panelists and to all panelists or to all panelists and all attendees. You want it set to all panelists and attendees. And if someone will help me with Miss Fincher and different ones that can't hear, if you'll tell them how to turn the sound on, that'll really help me, because all they can see is the chat. All they can see is the chat. Good morning, Crystal. Good morning, Velma. Good morning, Christy. Some of us are in the Zoom app. Got a few people on Facebook. I prefer the Zoom app for these official classes because when I get done, you all that are in the Zoom app, you have registered. And I can send you a copy of this recording. And I can send you all of the 21 materials. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We have got 120 people watching across different channels today. That's good. If we can help 120 people lose weight, man, that would do my heart good. Happy Saturday, everybody. We didn't send out text today, Christy. You should have gotten if you registered for Zoom, we did not send out a text. Not about this class. We had 500 people register, and all we can hold is 500. I did not think 500 would show up. We've got 100 that have shown up, but 500 people registered, and that's all that the webinar will hold. So I did not send out a text. However, if you registered for Zoom, you should have got confirmation and a link in your email. So you might want to check your email box. Hey, everybody. Hey, Melissa, Vicky, Tanya, Kim. I will send the video, Kim. The video, you'll get the video, not notes. You'll have to extrapolate notes from the video yourself. But I will send all of your links that you're going to need. There's 4 or 5 links that you might want to use as resources that I'll be sending. I will send that. First class is always free. Somebody won't know if they got to pay anything. Nope, you're here. We're not going to pass the offering plate yet. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I don't hear the dogs. Everybody's mute. I can control that on my end, so you don't have to worry about that. I can't hear your background. Hope you can hear me, not necessarily the background, but hear me. Yes, Marcella. Yes, ma'am. I will send info in the email if you registered for the Zoom class, not Facebook. Facebook, I can't do that because there's no way for me to know. But yes, if you in your email you would have gotten a Zoom link and confirmation if you registered. Let me. Hey, maybe I should, since we've only got one. I say only, that's a lot. We've got 115 people, but not 500 that registered. So I might want to send a text out. No, I'm not going to. Hey, Heather Van Weeren with us, y'all. Good friend of ours. Hey, Miss Heather, good to have you. I'm glad that you joined. We're going to be talking 21 today. 21 days, 21 foods, 21 pounds. We've got Florida now represented. Hey, Terry. Sue asked a quick question before class starts. Quick question, she says. New Bonito chips are considered a 3 with an approved 1 and 2. Can you eat them as just a snack? I hate to disappoint you, but I don't know which new ones you're talking about. The team has formulas that they go by, and they may have found some new Bonitos recently and put them in there, but I only eat 2 or 3 different flavors. So if you'll let me know which ones you're talking about, I'll look. But if they truly are solely a category 3, then you would not be able to eat them as a snack. Do you know what flavor they are? Because I don't have a clue. Hey, everybody, I'll be watching for you to post. We're about to get started. We're just letting people get in here. Got 130, 140 people watching. White bean chips, restaurant style. I can't. Let me just look it up while we're waiting on the people here. Good morning. Y'all ready to lose some weight? Y'all bear with me. Oh, okay, yeah. If I'm looking at the right ones, I didn't go to the library. I just did a quick little check. I wanted to see what the packaging looked like. If it's the ones I think they are, they're standard Bonitos, so you could have 13 of them as a snack. 13 Bonitos as a snack. Vicky's asking, is this the first lesson? No, we've had other overviews. This is what we call our self-mastery class. So it's not like Zero Drag when we did lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, lesson 4. This is not like that. This is, you can start anytime. This is something that I feel like is here to stay on Planet Shibboleth because it helps people get started in fast track without worrying about food combinations while they're learning the food combinations. And I like it because you can start anytime. And it also helps one install some self-discipline. So I like this because you can start anytime. Hey, Liz. Yeah, I like this for new people, and I like this for the people that continually relapse. They know the program, they lose weight, but they find themselves relapsing. I like this program for them. Melissa says, I'm ready to drop some tonnage. You ain't got no ton to lose. Yeah, but I think this will help you install some self-discipline if you struggle with relapse. Listen to this, y'all. James, let James hear it. James has lost 40 pounds in 48 days. That's some serious stuff right there. Way to go. Way to go. That's awesome. Good job. Any other questions before we get started? People still coming in. This is going to be a good class. We got 156 people on here. Awesome. Glad everybody wanted to come out and get fired up this morning. Good morning. I like what Liz says there. You can do anything for 21 days. Absolutely. Teens can do this. They should do this. Children should do this. Everybody should do this. Well, now, Travis, you get in trouble saying that. You're not a doctor. Well, no, I'm not a doctor. I don't treat, cure, diagnose, prescribe. I'm well acquainted with the great physician, and I hope you are too. Bible says, physician, heal thyself. And we believe around here that food can be medicine. But we do not diagnose. We do not treat. If you have medical issues, you need to go to your doctor. But I believe this. There's no good doctor on the planet that can find a reasonable good doctor that can find anything wrong with the foods that we covered today. Just can't do it. It's a good solid program for all of us. And it's the most powerful program on the planet. There's no program like it. Because I've got something to do with it? No. Because I believe God's got something to do with it. I believe that with my whole heart. Thank you, Christy. We're going to get started now. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. We're glad that you're here. I don't know the code. I'm sorry. That's a Sasha question. Nancy and Renda is asking, what's the code? I don't know. I don't know the code. That's a Sasha question. K. Owen Brown says, my 10-year-old loves Shibboleth, and I love your 10-year-old. God bless them. Let the little children inherit the kingdom of heaven. I don't know the discount code. That's a Sasha question. Y'all are asking me Sasha questions. What do you think men need wives and wives need husbands? She wants me to do all the talking and she wants to do all the hard work. Yeah, Cindy says the code is in the emails that you got. I'm sorry, y'all, that I don't know the code, but she's teaching in Cartersville today, by the way. All right, y'all, I'm going to get this party started. Okay, so today we're talking about 21 days. Can you do anything for 21 days? We're talking about 21 days, 21 different foods, and losing up to 21 pounds. Now, if that don't get you excited, I don't know what will. But Travis, I've got 100 pounds to lose. So you got to start with if you want to lose 100, you got to lose the first 21. And I can promise you this. If you lose 21 pounds, if you get serious and you lose 21 pounds, you dominate the program, then you're going to go on. There's a high probability you're going to go on and lose that 100 pounds. So that's what we're talking about. And we're taking a simplified, we're taking a simplified approach to weight loss. But that's not going to be enough. It's so important that you learn the program the right way while you're doing the 21-day program. It's a good program. You can do it for life, but for most of us, it's not going to be a lifestyle because it's a condensed version of Shibboleth, which I think Shibboleth, there's so many approved foods on our planet, thousands and thousands of foods that are approved, that I think it's easy to get distracted and lose focus. I like what we're doing here because it narrows your focus. You have to focus on just a few foods. And we'll talk about the rules in just a moment. We'll talk about those rules. But I need you to be learning the program the right way. Who all has earned their Phase 1 badge? Have you earned your Phase 1 badge? Talk to me. If you haven't earned your Phase 1 badge, just ask right here, what's that? I want to see how. I'm not going to shame you. I promise. I'm not going to shame you. I'm just doing a little housekeeping. We need to do a little housekeeping right now. Good, good. Some have, some haven't. Got a member of Thrive here. It's good to have you. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Scared of failure? We should never be scared of failure. Never. Failure is the way to success. Only through failure can one achieve success. Nobody has ever achieved success without being willing to go through the door of failure. Failure is a blessing. So don't fear it. It means success. So the badge. Now watch. It's simple. This is simple. Watch the daily doses. Take the test. Pass the test and earn the Phase 1 badge. Why? So in our website, where everything is, the tools, the resources, everything's there. I've got data. I'm going to get to the food part, but I need to today, rather than be silly, try to motivate you and fire you up, I need to coach you a little bit. I need you to invest a little time and watch those short daily doses. Here's the latest data. We have members that log in. Members that log in, and they don't use anything, which is fine. They log in, they don't use anything but resources, recipes, fast food guide, stuff like that. They do not journal. They do not earn the badge. And we've got some data on those people. And then we've got the people that log in and they journal and have earned their phase 1 badge. And we've got people who log in and journal and don't earn their phase 1 badge. I said all that to say this. Those people that earn their phase 1 badge and journal lose now almost 3 times the weight as those who log in and don't use the resources, the video resources. So watch the daily doses, take the test, pass the test, earn the badge. Get on a level playing field with everybody. Learn the basics of the program. If I learn it, Travis, and I lose the weight, will I gain the weight back if I quit doing this? Yes. Yes. You're moving away from bad eating habits, cultural. These aren't just your personal bad eating habits. Please hear me today. Let me admonish. These aren't your bad habits alone. This is our culture's bad habits. You're caught up in a culture obsessed with temple destruction. You're literally in the middle of a culture obsessed with instant gratification, self-indulgence, and temple destruction. A culture that will trade this much pleasure. Does everybody see my little fingers? They'll trade this much pleasure for this much pain. And they do it every day. Just like if I were to invest $1 in something every day, it'll draw interest, and after a while, it'll compound. Folks are not realizing every time that they choose self-indulgence, overindulgence, temple destruction for a little mouth orgasm, because that's all they're getting out of it, a little mouth orgasm. When they get that little pleasure, that they're trading it for that much pain. After a while, this much pleasure done over and over has equaled so much pain, it's almost impossible to get up out of it. I want to get you up out of it. I want to offer a helping hand, everybody. You got to earn that badge. So I want to show you something. Let me pull up my little food combination chart before we get into today's lesson. It disappeared on me. Hang tight. There it is. I'm going to share my screen real quick. This is a food combination chart. And I want you to look at how many food combinations you're allowed to have. We're not going to talk food combinations so much in the 21-day program. I didn't put any foods on the 21-day program that Young's has got to worry about food combinations. But we must learn our food combinations. We have some components to our program. It takes 2 perfect days to get into efficient fat burning. 2 perfect days to get into efficient fat burning. Okay? Perfect days mean that you have drank your water, you've journaled, you've eaten the right food combinations, the right portion, and you've spread your meals out properly. Until you do that, you have not had a perfect day. You're not depleting glycogen levels, and you're not getting rid of water retention, and you're not getting into fat burning. After 2 solid, perfect days, you're in efficient fat burning. Now everybody say, let the booty melt, because the booty's going to melt. And the longer you lock it down and rip off the knob, the more fat you're going to lose. But we've got to learn these food combinations. Here you see 3 columns. Now, even during 21, some of you experienced people, by following these combinations, you'll lose fat faster. Why do we eat in food combinations? Because fat loss is not all about calorie deficit. All calories are not created equal. That's why we don't go by, that's why calories is not, it's important, but not as important, not nearly as important as controlling the fat bus, controlling insulin. When insulin is released into the bloodstream, let's look at it this way. Yes, everybody has access to this. Is in the website, all throughout the website, and it's available to every member. All you have to do is ask in the Shibboleth members group for the combination card. Somebody will grab it for you, give it to you, because it's everywhere. We've painted it all through the website. The basic food combinations. This is an advanced combination list. We wouldn't overwhelm a new person with this. This is an advanced list, but I want to make points about it that will be helpful. I want to get somebody fired up, because this is what it's going to take for you to lose the weight and get momentum. You're going to have to take massive action. The food combinations control the fat bus. When the fat bus can, if I eat an apple by itself and I'm healthy and lean, or y'all hear what I'm saying? I'm healthy and lean, and I eat an apple by itself, an apple a day will keep the doctor away. It's an allowed maintenance snack by itself. But if I'm overweight and I want to lose weight and I eat an apple by itself, I get a rise in blood sugar. Pancreas releases insulin. We call that the fat bus. It's a fat storage hormone. It stops efficient fat burning, and it elevates appetite. So how are you going to lose fat efficiently when you're eating apples by themselves? We have to correct the weight problem first before we can go eat apples by themselves. Nobody's telling you that stuff. You don't need to eat. I know fruit's good for you. But if you got a weight problem, we got to eat it in the right food combination. So what we learn is that category 5 is fruit, and our combination chart tells us what we have to have with that fruit. And it says there I've got to have one of the combinations is a 1 + 2 + 5. So I'd have to have maybe an approved turkey sandwich on category 2 bread, and then I can have my apple with that. So you got to learn that. Now, what about eating Oreos? 100 calorie snack pack of Oreos. That's so many points in Weight Watchers. It don't work. That's called, around here, that's called a holiday. Because when you eat them Oreos, your blood sugar goes through the roof. The roof is on fire. Oreos, there's no amount of broccoli you can eat with that Oreo to make it better. It's like shooting up with sugar. It's an addiction. I was listening yesterday about the opioid crisis. I'm not diminishing the horrifying end result for people that are hooked on opioids. But the number of people that are dying due to, I can't even say it this morning, opioids pales in comparison to the people who are addicted to poisonous foods, and it is legal, poisonous foods, are legal, shouldn't be, but they're legal, and they're killing a lot more people than what any drug is. But nobody's talking about it because it's what puts money in the coffers on Wall Street. Nobody interested in fixing the obesity epidemic. They're interested in treating it because there's money in that. This is a real problem. You can't eat a 100 calorie Oreo snack pack and get out of that life over a period of time because of this growth hormone insulin. The growth hormone insulin, yes, it keeps you out of a diabetic coma. God give you a pancreas and an internal pharmacy of medicine. The pharmacy is the pancreas, the medicine is insulin. And that insulin was meant for your holidays. Those times that you kill the fatted calf and put a ring on your finger and throw yourself a party. That's what insulin was meant for. It was not meant to be in your system at high levels daily because you're eating junk food. That'll kill you. What do you think is feeding cancer? A growth hormone. What do you think is exacerbating your cancer cells and causing them to flourish prematurely? It's called growth hormone. Is there evidence for this, Travis? Oh, yeah. Ain't nobody talking about it. So we've got to control insulin through food combining. Now look at our three columns here. You've got the blowtorch column, the fastest weight loss column, and fast combinations. That's to say there's no slow weight loss eating these combinations. If you think that weight loss is slow eating these combinations, 3 meals a day, no grazing, then we have to work on your expectations. These are fantastic food combinations. Fat loss combinations. But let me give you an example for those of you here. Everybody's not fired up, but for those that are fired up, here's what you need to do. You need to do what old Travis did. You need to do what Joe did. Joe lost 225 pounds. You need to do what Cindy did. She lost 180. You need to do what Cleo did. You need to do what a lot of people here have done. And you need to lock it down and rip off the knob. You're going to have to get reacquainted with the Spirit of the living God. You're going to have to get reacquainted with Him and His kingdom. And you're going to have to retreat out of this culture and into your heart, the kingdom of heaven. And you're going to have to go to an island where you only focus on what's growing on your island. You're going to have to detach from this culture for a while, go to your island, and focus on what you can have and take massive action. So if I'm on my island and I follow the blowtorch combinations, if I were to have, if you're a new person, you're going to go, what the heck have I gotten into? I'll talk about a standard meal in a moment. Let's say that I go to my island and it says I can have category 7 plus HHF plus MCT. Well, this means that I could take some shrimp and I could pan serum in MCT oil and put 3 tablespoons of hemp flakes over top of them. And I've got the most well-rounded meal I could possibly have with those hemp flakes on there. I'm getting protein, fiber, and good fat, and a medium-chain triglyceride fat. And I could just pretend I'm on the island. I'm like Tom Hanks as a castaway, and that's all I can have. I'm locking it down and ripping off the knob. And you know what? That individual would drop. I'm not saying you should do this. I'm just giving you an example. That individual would drop 20 to 30 pounds every 30 days doing that. And healthfully, not healthfully if you're focused on empty calories and you're consuming a low-calorie diet, I'm talking about low calories and high nutrient density, getting all of the nutrition that you need in the lowest number of calories possible. Friend of mine, he may be watching, but Doug, I heard from his wife yesterday, he's challenged her to do 21 days of nothing but egg whites. And I said, don't do it. Number one, you won't do it. You'll break a self-promise. Unless you're supernatural or really stuck on the island, you're not going to eat just egg whites for 21 days. But they still want to know how much weight you can lose doing that. And all I know to say is a lot. But that's not good. That's not helpfully, mentally, or physically to just do that. And you don't have to do that. But you could stick with these blowtorch combinations, control insulin, and get into such fat burning, it will blow your mind. People will think you're on something. The same for the yellow column. If you just live for 21 days in the red and the yellow, people will think that you're on something, but you're actually getting more healthy. These are very nutrient-dense food combinations. But you want your long grain brown rice, you want your potatoes, you want your fruit, no problem. Stay with this blue column. Mix it up. Mix it up. Have a meal a day that's in the red column, a meal a day that's in the yellow column, and a meal a day that's in the blue column. It'll be life-changing for you. But you're going to have to detach from this culture. You're going to have to detach from this culture and lock it down and rip off the knob. You're just going to have to go there for once in our life. We've got to go there. Mentally, we got to go there. An example, here's a question. What is an example of a category 6 superfood plus a category 2 fibrous carb? Category 2 is a fibrous carb. So a 6 and a 2 would look like this. Pinto beans and turnip greens. Beans and greens. An example of a 6 and 2 would be an approved peanut butter sandwich. 2 tablespoons of approved peanut butter on 2 slices of approved bread. That's an example of a 6 and a 2. It shouldn't have said superfood. That might have been a misprint. Category 2 is FC. Was that a bad chart? No, it says 2FC. 2FC on the chart I just had up said 2FC. That's okay, Liz. That's a fibrous carb. The blue column is not a holiday. Vicky asked, is the blue column a holiday? No, that's approved. That's approved. That's approved. Yes, blowtorch is light speed fat loss, Donna Harris. MCT and LP, what do they stand for? LP stands for lean protein. MCT stands for medium chain triglyceride. MCT oil, does it have a shelf life? Yes. 6 months is what they tell me to tell you. You should be fine at 1 year. But after that, I would discard it. Go to your island. HHF is hemp hearts, hemp flakes. Good questions. Advocare Spark, yes, is allowed on the 21-day program. So I said all that to say, please learn this program the right way. Don't take shortcuts because I give you shortcuts today, okay? What food group would multigrain blueberry waffles be in? Probably they would be a holiday. I'd have to look at your food label, but I don't know without looking at your food label, which you can submit in the members only group. If it's not already in the library, it's probably not going to be approved. When you say multigrain, when you say grains and you say blueberries, normally that's a recipe for disaster. So you'd have to present me the nutrition label, and you can do that today if you like. And then I'll tell you if it's approved. Or if you found it in the food library already, it's approved. You just would eat accordingly. You'll have to look. I don't eat Kodiak pancakes. You'll have to look. I can only remember the hundreds of foods I eat, so it's hard. I might have put thousands of foods in the library for y'all by request, but if I don't eat it, and I'm not a fan of the Kodiak pancakes, you'd have to look in the food library to see if that's there. If it's there, it's approved. Yeah, if something's from Oregon, if something's already in the food library, it's already approved. So you wouldn't need to ask me. You would need to look at the description in the food library. Okay. Oh, let me answer another one, then I'm going to get back to the lesson for the people that want me to get moving. I'm getting private comments here. Is ghee the same as MCT oil? It is not the same, but it's in the same classification here on our planet. You can use ghee to cook with instead of MCT oil. MCT oil is far and away better for fat loss than ghee. But ghee is an approved cooking fat and a recommended one here on Planet Shibboleth. Which is better, hemp hearts or hemp flakes? Depends on what you're after. Depends on your goal. For fat loss, flakes. For constipation issues, for wellness, overall wellness and health, hemp hearts. Don't just go add them to everything though. Use them correctly. Hemp powder is terrific for you. Hemp, if you like the taste and flavor of hemp protein powder, it's far and away better than any other protein powder. Donna asked, do you have to stay with the same 21 foods on the list, or can you change it up each week? Please watch the video that I'm about to show you where it's at. Please watch it again. That is addressed there. But you can change it up weekly. You can change your list up at the beginning of each week. Okay, so let me get to our materials. Hemp seeds are the same as hemp hearts, in my opinion. They're just harder to eat. They're a little harder to make palatable. But hemp seeds with the shell are still a category 6. All right, so I've logged in. Logged into the website, and I've got my profile, my daily dosage journal, weekly time and chart, live classes, resources, wall breakers. Here, I'm going into resources, and then I'm going into video library. Then I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to go 21 days. You see daily doses, gold member VIP section, 21 days. I'm clicking 21 days. Here's where you find your materials. Now I've got the video. I've got the meal list, the rules, the habit changer sheet, and the 21-day food list for diabetics. So the first thing we're going to do today is click our rules. And we're going to go over the rules. Spend some time with me this morning. I know you want to go, but spend some time. This will change your life. It's going to get you momentum. Our mission here is for you to select 21 foods, recipes, meal replacements, or specific wow challenges at the beginning of each week. You're going to select your list, your 21. You're going to select it from my list, not the website, but my list. I've condensed the list so that you do not have to worry about food combinations. But your promise is you'll learn the food combinations, or else this will just be a diet. You're going to select your 21, and then you're going to have 21 perfect days in a row using only the food and meal ideas that you have pre-selected from my larger list. If you have a holiday, you have to start over with day 1. The game is finished when you have 21 perfect days in a row eating from your selected list. For example, several that started last Monday have already had to start over. That's fine. You're still in the game. We're a culture that is very, very good at starting things. We're not a culture that's very, very good at finishing what we start. We've got to get really bad at quitting. The idea here is if you want to lose weight, at some point, you've got to get 21 perfect days. You know that. At some point in your life, you've got to do it. Why not now? So if you're on day 18, you've had 18 perfect days in a row, and you have a holiday on day 19, you're going to go, darn it, I almost won the Super Bowl, but now I'm just going to have to start over. And you start over the next day. You don't wait. If you get to a point you just don't give a flip, then just tap out. Remove yourself from the group. Go back to Planet Shibboleth, the larger list, and play with it. Boy, that's mean, Travis. I can't help it. This is your life we're talking about. We're sacrificing life over some mouth orgasms. Give me a break. Okay? Let's quit doing that. Forgot kids may be watching. Mouth pleasure. Mouth pleasure. I want you to get 21 perfect days in a row. I want you to know what it's like to feel that accomplishment. And it is a huge accomplishment to do that in this culture. If it takes you 21 days, you win. If it takes months, but you didn't quit and you finally get 21 perfect days in a row, you'll have lost a lot of weight and you still win. Once you win, you journaled, you've got all those flames in your weekly timing chart, you earn your self-mastery badge. Water, you drink a half a gallon up to a gallon of water every day. Journal, if you bite it, you write it, you hog it, you log it. Food combinations, if you're using my list and my foods and following the rules, you don't even have to worry about them. Unnecessary. Portions, you should observe the hand rule for your meal portions. Hands together over your meal, no food sticking out around the edges. That's just right. If you can feel the food pressing up against your stomach, even if you've eaten the right foods, you've eaten too much portion. You could use the 6 to 8 inch plate rule. You could just eat these foods in any combination on a 6 to 8 inch plate. If you're a calorie counter, you observe the calorie rule. If you're over 200 pounds, each meal should be between 200 and 400 calories. If you are under 200 pounds, each meal should be between 200 and 300 calories. If you go a little under, a little over, I'm not worried about it. Daily, you can have up to 3 meals. You eat breakfast for the Father, lunch for the Son, dinner for the Holy Spirit. If you're not hungry, you're well satisfied because you're eating these nutrient-dense foods, you can skip a meal. But don't skip meals to lose weight faster. That will cause a binge. But if you're not hungry, you don't have to eat 3 meals. What about starvation mode? Watch my videos from yesterday. There's no such thing. Timing. You want to spread those meals out 4 to 6 hours. 6 is the best. It takes much more than 6 hours to even digest your last meal. We do not need another meal when we haven't even digested the last one, but yet we're still giving it to you. Don't get in there 3-4 hours after eating a meal and start this business of negative self-talk that you're starving to death. No, you're not. And don't forget to bless the name of the Lord. So that's our rules. That's our rules. Now, let's look at our foods. There's a list, but I'm going to go to the website because it's updated. Go to www.weightlossisfun.com. Oops, that's not right. Hold on. Let me get it up here. Weight loss is fun. I hope it didn't go down on us. Weight loss is fun. We put up a little bitty mini site. There it is. We put up a little bitty mini site so that we can keep your food list updated. Type in your email. By the way, if you're not doing this yet, you can email me for all the links and materials. TravisJack777@gmail.com. TravisJack777@gmail.com. This is a mini site. Now, it's not going to help somebody that doesn't have access to our main website because you're not going to know what most of these things I'm mentioning in here are. So do become a member while we're having a membership drive. It's only $50 a year. Every member here will tell you it's worth it. It's underpriced. It's a joke. It really is. Does anybody agree with me if you're a member and you've been around a while? $50 a year for what we try to do is a joke. I know we're tooting our own horn, but would y'all agree with that? $50 a year is a joke. Would y'all agree? So it almost makes it sound like this is a gimmick, but it's not. We're a ministry first and foremost. So I logged into weightlossisfun.com. Password is the number 21. Password is 21. And I put together a list of foods. I think I need to show you one more thing on the website. This will make more sense. Let me, bear with me. I'm sorry. I need to do this for you though. I'm going to go back to our main website and that video because I want to show you another resource. In fact, it'll be better if I do this. Hold on. Let me show you what our people are doing. You're going to want to print off the form. You can use a piece of notebook paper, but there's a form where you pick out your foods. It's got 21 slots. Let me show you. Each week, let me find somebody with one of the forms here. Each week, here we go. Cherie's got a good one. Each week, you get to select 21 foods to put in these 21 slots. The form looks like this. I'm going to get off her stuff real quick because this is in the members group. You get a form. She picked out chicken breast, London broil, 96% lean ham, Mighty Muffins, Real Good Pizza, Benito's, Rudy's Tortillas, Udi's Millet Chia, Wendy's Chili. She's picked out her list for the week. You're going to want to do the same thing. You want to pick out your list for the week. This is your island. This is your island. Now, you're going to pick that list from my narrowed down list so that we don't have to worry about combinations while you're learning combinations. So here you've got a list of proteins. Egg whites, fish, chicken breast, turkey breast, pork tenderloin, London broil, and 000 yogurt, low-fat cottage cheese, lobster, oysters, crawfish, all kinds of foods that are lean protein sources. you're going to want to choose these. You may like all of them, but you don't have enough slots for everything on here. Once you have filled in your 21 slots, that's your island for the week. So choose these carefully. Like on my list, every week is London broil because I love it. That's a staple for me. Eggs are always on my list. Same thing for category 2. Pick out the ones you like. Broccoli, asparagus, squash, okra, jicama, green leafy veggies, etc. If you like fried and breaded food, here are your breadings. If you're like me and you're on the go and you eat a lot of meal replacements, here are your meal replacements to choose. Hemp hearts, hemp flakes. Category 6 foods, avocado, pinto beans, black beans, red beans. Yes, you can print this off, Miss Penny. Absolutely. We ask you not to give out our materials to anyone that's not a member unless the Lord leads you to do so. And then if I call you and say, why are you hurting our program and distributing all of our materials? And you say, well, the Lord led me to. I'll go, okay. I trust our people, okay? Snacks. You've got snacks. If you want a snack, here's the deal with snacks. During the twin, there's a rule. If you want a snack, if you want Halo Top ice cream, you have to sacrifice one of your 3 meals. This isn't the regular program. You're on an island. I have already thought through what your insulin levels should be when you go to bed for you. So the rules are a little different because I'm giving you more freedom with the combinations. So if you want your tasting ice cream, you can't have 3 meals and a snack. You have to sacrifice a meal to have one of these snacks. Category 3s, tomatoes, carrots, onions, quinoa, lima beans, green peas, Thomas Light muffins, Udi millet chia, so on and so forth. Any approved bread is allowed, but it has to be, if you choose any of the other breads that are approved, it has to be a 50-calorie portion if you don't choose the breads I've got listed. In other words, Nature's Own double fiber wheat bread is not on here. So you can use it because it's approved, but you can only have 1 slice. Sorry, Beth, I don't know how to help you in the middle of the class. I'm so sorry. Yes, you need to. Melissa asked, do we need to list the items ahead of time on that form if we may be doing a WOW challenge during the week? If you select a WOW challenge, all you have to do is put in the slot the name of the WOW challenge. You can't say a WOW challenge. You have to pick the name of it. Like there's one like called Muffin Top Be Gone. You'd have to put that in there. But then you don't have to worry about this list. Even if the ingredients on the WOW challenge are not on this list, it doesn't matter. The WOW challenge meal plans, they're going to give you the best weight loss. If you follow them and do them right. But you have to list the specific WOW challenge meal plan, not the ingredients, but the specific WOW challenge on your form. Cooking oils and sprays. Category 5, any fruit, it says berries. So that means you can only have berries. Restaurants, why berries? They're the lowest fruit on the glycemic index. Restaurants, you don't have to pick the name of the restaurant. For example, any Mexican restaurant is fine. Shrimp, scampi, and broccoli at any restaurant is fine. It doesn't have to be at Red Lobster. Steakhouse, 4 to 6 ounces of steak at any steakhouse. Instead of asparagus, if you want broccoli, that's fine. You can trade out asparagus and broccoli, not concerned about that. But in advance, in a slot, you have to choose what type of restaurant meal you're going to focus on. If you put in your slot grilled chicken with a side salad, that's what it has to be. or you got to start over if you don't do that. If you get out there and you want something else, even if it's approved, this is a 21-day discipline challenge. Now, you do not have to take up space on your form. You do not have to lose a slot for the cooking oils and sprays. You don't have to lose a slot for those. And you do not have to lose a slot for 0 or near 0 condiments. Reduced sugar ketchup, mustard, Worcestershire, all of that stuff's approved. Seasoning, spices that are 0 to 5 calories, you don't have to worry about that. That doesn't have to be on your form. We also have added columns, cereals that are now approved, cheese that's approved, more breads that are approved, sweeteners that are approved. Beverages do not have to be in your slot because they're 0 calorie. Milk that is approved, and for those that have low blood sugar episodes, stuff that you can have as a freebie if you're having a low blood sugar episode. And as promised, we added recipes. Unstuffed cabbage rolls, seafood slimming soup, Baja fish tacos, buffalo grilled cheese, crock pot buffalo chicken, cream cheese chicken chili, Travis spaghetti, to die for roast, zucchini burrito boats. Those are all listed in resources and recipes. So you would be choosing your 21 from this list for Monday. Let me come out of here and see what questions you have. All right, I can see the chat again. What questions do you have? Yes, you must email, if you're not already doing this, email travisjack777@gmail.com. I'm going to type it out here. travisjack777@gmail.com. I'll send you all the links and materials that you need. Lactate, fat-free milk, it may be in on the regular program. It's not on this. If that's some special need you have due to something you're dealing with, you've got to be dairy-free, email me and we'll talk about it. I don't want you to miss out on this incredible opportunity because by the way, we don't have to have milk. Milk does not do the body good. But for this upcoming week, I was missing my cereal. I like a good bowl of cereal in the morning. So I'll be having Advanced Health Systems Cinnamon Crisp cereal with fat-free Fairlife milk. But if you've got issues, medical issues, we'll try to work around them. This is, it's very similar to the zero drag list because I don't have to worry about your food combination. If you mess up a food combination, you should still try proper food combining, but if you mess it up, these foods won't hurt you. Let me try to get to some questions. Liz asked, Travis, when you have freebies by egg whites, are you meaning we can eat them whenever? Or did you mean we don't have to count them as one of our 21 items? Liz, you would have to count them as one of your 21 items because it's a whole food. You would have to count that. But egg whites are one of the few things during the 21 days that if you really have the munchies that you can eat. Egg whites, carrots, you can have these things freely. But what I'm trying to get you to do is stop grazing. Grazing is killing us. Stop grazing, even on perfect approved foods, okay? I'm going to miss stuff. It's not on purpose. There's just a lot of activity here. Can a recipe be counted as one item on the 21 list? Yes, even if it has multiple ingredients. If you put that recipe in a slot, that's all you need to do. I don't understand will the meal form create a shopping list, but our website does allow you to build a grocery list from the food library and print the grocery list categorically. That's a feature on the website. It's really a nice feature that a lot of people don't know about. You can add items to a grocery list and save the grocery list. How do you use hemp hearts on your food? How much? Is it as good as flakes? They're good. They're better for you. Flakes are a little better for weight loss. You use them like you would use any category 6. So I would use it and do use them like this. A salad, lots of salad veggies, and then 3 to 5 tablespoons of hemp hearts and or hemp flakes with an approved salad dressing. That's how I use them. Or I might have a grilled chicken breast with 3 tablespoons of hemp flakes on top of it. You just follow your food combinations. That's why I want y'all to learn this program the right way. And when something's good for you, like hemp hearts, you don't go adding it to everything. You still have to control your portion and your calories. Remember the rule that we talked about just a few minutes ago? There's a calorie rule for this challenge. Does that make sense? If sign up in previous classes, does trying to sign up not work? I don't understand that. It should work. Yeah. You should be able to sign in anytime if that's what you're asking. I see Spark is approved. How do I see if Plexus is approved? If you've got a Plexus product that's almost 0 calories, Spark is 15 calories. If you've got a Plexus product that's 15 calories, go for it. Does that make sense? Dinah asked, should you stay away from processed food like beans in a can? Here's my rule for that. Canned is not the best way to eat our whole foods. But canned pintos, eating the way we teach you to eat them, is still going to allow weight loss. So you do it from a budget and philosophy standpoint. If you don't believe in eating canned foods, don't eat canned foods. But on our program, canned foods, if they're approved, if it's pinto beans, turnip greens, if it's canned, it's approved. It is approved. A lot of people fall out with me on that. But then I eliminate half the population that needs this program because I'm trying to be anal and say you need to eat everything organic and all natural. I'm not one of those people. I try to do that. Can you do that with this program? Absolutely. I just had this debate for an hour and a half 2 days ago with someone that was fussing at me because they said there's too much artificial sweetener stuff in this stuff and da-da-da-da. And I said, but you can do this program all natural. And I spent an hour with them convincing them and them agreeing that they could do this organically. You just have to narrow your selection further. Sometimes we tend to focus on something we disagree, not that Dinah is. You got to remember, it was Dinah. Dinah's not, I'm not even answering her question. I'm answering a lot of people's question based upon her question because we've been doing this a long time, tens of thousands of people. And I know what a lot of people think. And that's probably not what Dinah's thinking. But just because canned turnip greens are approved don't mean that I don't want you to have the fresh ones, organic ones. Just because Kroger lean ground, 96% lean ground beef is approved don't mean that I wouldn't rather you have Laura's lean, free roaming, all natural 96% lean ground beef. But we have to do this for people of all philosophies and budgets. Does that make sense, Dinah? So canned is allowed, but you don't have to choose canned. Vivian, you would have to look in our library. She's asking, is sprouted bread approved? It's 60 calories. Are you talking about Ezekiel bread? Otherwise, I need to see your nutrition label. No. It's not the Zero Drag site. I can't see the name. It says I tried. Took me to Zero Drag website. It should be www. Well, I see what you're saying. It's my Zero. No, you still have to go to. I'm lost. I don't understand what the password is 21. You're at the right place because I'm looking. The weight loss is fun takes you to myzerodrag.com. Let me see if there's a, but it's not zerodrag.com. It's this. It's another. Here's how we've set it up. There's a mark. This myzerodrag.com/21 days or something like that. So you got to use this. And then you put in your email address and then this password. That's how you get in. I just got in, so it is working. Does anybody else have any problems getting in? Any other questions? Sugar-free creamer in coffee. If it's an approved creamer, it's allowed for your coffee. Dedeen says it's hard to pre-plan restaurant meals. Is it okay not to list the restaurant meals as long as we eat what's on the list? Yes, that is correct. That is absolutely correct. As long as you're using the ingredients and you're doing it the same way at the restaurant, you wouldn't have to list the restaurant. Most everything Dinah Walker comes from the grocery store. Somebody sound off. Help me here so that Dinah, I don't want her to think that this is hard to do. Think about it this way. Let me help you simplify it in your mind some. Where do you buy egg whites? Where do you buy fish? I'm trying to help everybody. Where do you buy chicken breast? Where do you buy turkey breast? Where do you buy pork tenderloin? Where do you buy London broil? Where do you buy 000 yogurt? Where do you buy low-fat cottage cheese? Where do you buy shrimp? Where do you buy broccoli, asparagus, squash, cucumbers, peppers, okra, jicama, green leafy veggies, cabbage, Brussels, green beans, cauliflower? Where do you buy Bob's Red Mill coconut flour? Where do you buy avocado, pinto beans, black beans, red beans, pumpkin seeds, fava beans, fat-free beef bouillon? Where do you buy that stuff? Where do you buy berries? Does that make sense to you? Does that help some? Because it's real easy, I know, to focus on that stuff you don't see in a grocery store. 99% of Planet Shibboleth approved foods come from the grocery store. Splenda is always allowed. It's not recommended, always allowed. It does not hurt weight loss. I don't care what your other coach says. Don't y'all like somebody that's sure of himself? When it comes to weight loss, I'm sure of myself. Trust me. All 0-calorie drinks are allowed. If you haven't posted your weekly timing chart, thank you. If you haven't posted your weekly timing chart daily, you do not have to start over, but please follow the rules and post it like everybody else. But no, if you followed the rules in good conscience, you know you're following the rules, you're good. You don't have to start over. Thank you. I try to give people new ways, fresh ways to look at this stuff. Anybody else? I'm here for you. I want to be very helpful. Here, Nancy makes this comment. This is a valid comment. Mostly shop outside the aisles in the grocery store. I agree with that, but here's what I like to teach people, phase 2, which is how to shop through those inner aisles for ice cream and cereal and all that stuff, because we want to make this a lifestyle. So we've got more than 100 cereals approved. We've got more than 100 frozen entrees approved. We've got more than 100 breads approved. So much approved so that you can make this truly a lifestyle. We want to teach you how to do whatever it is that you're in the mood to do with food and still lose weight. I'll add RX bars because they're so healthy. I'll add RX bars to meal replacements for this next week. Truvia is approved. If it's almost 0 calories, you don't have to ask me, and you don't have to use a slot for it. It's real helpful to be a part of this 21-day self-mastery group because you can post if you're not easily hurt, wounded, or offended. It's real helpful because we can all talk about the meal. We're in this together. And if I ever critique a meal, don't take offense to it. I'm just trying to help. Does that make sense? Yes, please email me so I can give you the links to everything. Here's my email address. Just give me time to get back to you. Green peas in the pod, as far as I'm concerned, are already on the list. They're category 2 fibrous carb. Heather, are you in? Are you in? That just does me good. I'm so glad. 21 days, sis. If anybody can do it, you can do it for sure. Complete confidence you can do it. Just lock it down and rip off the knob. Yep, Cindy's saying, Heather's in. She's going, yippee. That must be Cindy Walters. I'm guessing. I can't see the whole name. More questions. Since steak is listed as a restaurant meal, can I have it if I make it myself? I had once said no. I was in a hurry, rapid fire. When these things are coming at you rapid fire, but sure, you can. The steak is on the list. Steak and asparagus. Just remember, on those days that you have what we call a category 4, consider skipping a meal because those foods are much more dense in calories. Can you show the 21-day checklist again? Yes. Sorry. Don't mean to be picking my mouth in front of you. Need water here. Let me go find it real quick. Bear with me. Let me find it. Pull it up for you. I'm going to share my screen again. This is the form that we put together. I see a lot of people putting their weight here, and that is fine. They're putting their weight. It lets you know what everybody's struggling with mentally. It really does. But what this was for you to put check marks and then show your results. But if you want to put your weight, you're not going to lose weight every day. You're not. You're going to lose it over 21 days. If you're doing your best and doing this the way the rules say to do it, you're going to lose weight over the full picture here. But you can use these slots for if you want to put your weight there, that's fine. But don't be getting depressed one day of no weight loss. Here is the 21-day form, and here's your slots for your foods. You can print this off as PDF. You can print it off. That's your form. You got 21 slots. You do not have to use your slots for anything that's 0 or near 0 condiments, 0 calories, MCT oil. You don't have to put that. Any cooking oil you don't have to put there. Your foods and your snacks and your restaurants and your wow challenges is what goes here. Joyce asks, please email me what you have. Hey, Joyce, do you mind emailing me at Travis Jack? Let me type it in for you. We have email me and I'll send you the links. We have a membership drive going on right now. If your renewals, if it's almost time to renew, please renew while that membership drive is going on. It'll help us. We've got to raise money. Again, about twice a year we have to raise money, and we've had to upgrade our code because of web browsers, the way they've changed stuff. It's been very expensive changes to our website, and we got to get that debt paid down because we don't have a line of credit. We're just a ministry. So we're having a membership drive. That membership drive we anticipate will end this month. So if you're new, now's the time to take advantage just by going to www.myshibboleth.com and signing up. You'll see the membership drive price. Any other questions? If you'll email me, I'll send you all the links you need, Tab. Tab's asking, how do I get this? If you'll email me, travisjack777@gmail.com, I'll get you all the links you need. Travis, I have hypoglycemia. I wake every day around 10 a.m. The rule says at least 6 hours between meals. I understand. That's why we have the rule for diabetics. It's not for the folks that are not diabetic or who don't have issues with hypoglycemia. You can use one of those options on that list. Let me go to it. You can have Bio Coffee, Advocare Rehydrate, 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, Approved Kind Plus bars, or Evolve plant-based protein bars. They have enough sugar, but with enough protein and or fiber to prevent huge spikes in blood sugar after you consume them, but they should get your blood sugar back up. Awesome, Nancy. Love it. Love it. Good to see and have you. But you don't have to if you're diabetic. You don't have to wait 6 hours if you're diabetic. But if you're not diabetic, don't use that as an excuse. Or if you have medical issues, if you don't have medical issues, don't use that as an excuse not to be mentally tough and wait your 6 hours. That's right, Deborah. If you have any medical issue, you do what your doctor tells you to do, not what Travis tells you to do. I'm not a doctor. Spread out your meal. You know, the normal Shibboleth rule, I think it's so easy in these challenges to start just doing regular Shibboleth. And I even misspeak sometimes because I'm so used to teaching regular Shibboleth. But what we're trying to do here for 21 days is for you to be hungry 4 hours into it, and you wait 6 hours. So let's say we're shooting for 6 hours. If you do it at 5, should you start over? No. I'm really more concerned with you only having 2 to 3 meals a day and no grazing between meals, however you space them. But 6 hours is more optimal than 4. Your food still hasn't even digested at 6. Part of our problem is we have to work on the muscle that has atrophied. The muscle that has atrophied and gotten weak is the self-discipline muscle. We need to go back to exercising self-discipline and rebuild the self-discipline muscle. Got to stop grazing between meals. And you've got to do this. You've got to embrace the growl. Go 8 hours. Some of you should be going 8 hours. Some of you should be going more. You want to lose fat, right? Don't graze. No such thing as starvation mode. Not for this group. Anybody else? Did I miss a question? If you want to eat after dark and you haven't had your 3rd meal, go ahead. You can do that. You can do that. But I wouldn't. Not if I wanted to lose weight fast. But it's still fine. You can do it. And it's still a perfect day if you chose the right meals. But if we eat before bed, now our body's got to burn those calories all night instead of burning fat all night. Yes, all MCT comes from palm or coconut. No, I didn't put any popcorn on the list. Nope. Popcorn's approved on regular Planet Shibboleth, but not for the 21-day self-mastery group. Yeah, you could do that if you go to bed that late. That's going to be fine. If you go to bed, listen, just follow the rules. That's all you got to do, y'all. Just follow the rules. And if you're asking me what's optimal, I'm going to tell you what's optimal. But that don't mean if you go to bed at 1 a.m. and you want to eat at 9 p.m., go ahead. You can do that. It's not against the rules to do that. I just am telling you, optimally, it's better to stop eating after dark. Vicky asked the same question. I have to eat with my medication at 9 p.m. Can I have a snack or do I have to eat a meal? You have to follow the rules. So if you've got to have food with your medication, then you had better save a meal or a snack. You can't have 3 meals and a snack. Is everybody clear with that? Unless you're diabetic, unless you have a medical issue. If you're calling that a medical issue, you got to do what you got to do. I'm not going to treat, I'm not being, my tone's getting off. I'm sorry. I want you to hear my heart. You modify the rules based upon your medical needs. I'm just telling you what the rules are. But somebody that's got a medical issue, I'm not going to. But again, isn't that just regular Shibboleth? Isn't that just regular Shibboleth? Does that make sense? I hope I'm not. I feel like my tone's sounding rough with y'all. I don't mean to sound rough. I'm just saying I can't answer that for you. It's a medical issue. It's a medical requirement. But I know what you're going to ask me. I know what you're going to, not you, but those people, you're going to ask this, is that going to slow my weight loss down? Yes. The later you eat, the more it slows your weight loss. Does it stop it? No. Does that make sense? Anybody else? For those of you watching on Facebook, make sure you email me if you want access to this, because I'll be deleting this Facebook post as soon as I get off here. Because I have said some things that I know I get flagged for by people that don't know us, aren't familiar with us. They'll watch it and flag me and I'll get booted from Facebook again. So I'm immediately going to delete the post on Facebook. One more time on the rules. Up to 3 meals each day. Up to means 1, 2, or 3. It also means if you choose a snack from this list and it's in one of your slots, that you have to replace a meal with it. Unless you have medical issues that dictate that you consume more food. Yeah, Dinah, I figured that you were into the holistic, whole food, all natural eating. We have a lot of people like that are, and this program works very well for them. Dinah says, I've always heard that diet drinks aren't good for you because of the aspartame in them. We do not promote diet drinks, but we allow them on our planet. Aspartame is not good for you. However, it's much better for a diabetic than them taking synthetic insulin. Aspartame's better for them. It's definitely better for you than sugar. Aspartame's better for you than sugar. It's better for you than high blood pressure medication. It's better for you than diabetic medication. It's better for you than acid reflux medication. It's better for you than chronic inflammation, autoimmune disease medications. It's a lot better for you than high cholesterol medications. Does that make sense? So if I've got to choose between sugar, medication, and aspartame and Splenda, I'm choosing aspartame and Splenda in every day that ends in Y. Does that make sense? That's my philosophy. Yet, Cindy Walters, her daughter, is all about clean eating. And she can do this program because she doesn't have to have aspartame. You can have xylitol, which is a natural sweetener. You can have erythritol, which is a natural sweetener. You can have monk fruit, which is a natural sweetener. And I classify stevia as a natural sweetener, though I know some don't. You can have those. Please don't get hung. I'm not saying you are, but I know people that see this will get hung up on it. We get really hung up on this kind of, it prevents weight loss. When we think about, oh, I can't have diet drink, they're not good. They're not good for you. This program promotes those. We do not promote them, but we allow them for those that we don't want them to start off this program with too many voids. If they've been drinking Diet Cokes, we don't want to take that away from them. As you lose weight, if you want to get rid of those, you can. You can. Aspartame, it's a lie that aspartame causes weight gain. It does not. It's misleading. Does that make sense? Coffee is allowed. Coffee is a freebie beverage as long as you use approved creamers and approved sweeteners. I like what Cindy said. She moved to clean eating after she got her weight off. Yes, you can always, Kat, I just see Kat, if you sign back up, you can go to any meeting. You can weigh in. I don't know if we have meetings in your city. That's why we do online. But if you're around Dalton, Ringo, Cartersville, Douglasville, it's my understanding there are meetings. Yes, you can definitely go to Dalton. Absolutely. Wendy said it better than I said it with less words. She says, just because it's allowed doesn't mean you have to choose it. We have many choices. That's exactly right. She also says Zevia, Z-E-V-I-A, Zevia sodas have no food dyes and are sweetened with stevia. Thank you. Thank you. I just see GV. Is anybody here familiar with who's now leading the Douglasville meetings? I don't know if they have them every week, but I know there's a group of ladies that do meet somewhere in Douglasville. Hopefully somebody can jump on here and tell you. I just seen that. I think they're having a meeting today, in fact. The only official meetings that we have, I don't want to say that because they're official too, but the only care centers we have is Cartersville and Dalton. You could ask in the Facebook group. Is there meetings in Douglasville? I know there's Ringgold and Douglasville. What? Yeah. Somebody just said Douglasville is it's on Facebook listed as West Side Shibboleth Peeps. Oh, and LJ, Mary, thank you. Jason goes to LJ. So LJ, Douglasville, Ringo. We need more people to rise up and have those support meetings, to feel led to go into the ministry, because that's what it is. In this day and time, this is ministry. People are perishing because of a lack of knowledge. Anybody else? Any other questions? concerns. You know what to do. Yes, you can start anytime. You can start anytime, because once you start journaling, you have to journal online or in the app to get credit. Don't mean if you don't do website stuff that you can't do this on your own, but you won't be official and you won't earn the self-mastery badge unless you journal online or in the app. But it starts with your first perfect day. Every time you have to do a holiday, the clock starts over. As soon as you get 21 perfect days in a row and you've done it on the honor system, you didn't cheat, you didn't follow your own rules, but followed my rules to the best of your ability, then you've earned your self-mastery badge. I always get that question. I was wondering what will happen after our 21 days are completed. I don't want to gain back the weight that I lost. You won't, as long as you keep going. If you go back to old eating habits, you'll gain it back. You're always going to have daily fluctuations, though, Liz. You're always going to have daily. Are you saying after 21 days, if I go back to regular Planet Shibboleth, am I just going to gain the weight back? No. On day 22, if you go back to regular Shibboleth, will you gain a pound or two back? Maybe because you made some carbohydrate choices? Yes, but it will fall right back off. Lifestyle, big picture thinking. So on day 28, you'll have lost even more weight. Does that make sense? You're always going to have day-to-day fluctuations. Yes, and that's enough. Can you do 21 days in a row? You can do as many as you want. Every time you do 21 days, you get your little badge is going to show. And if you do 42 days, it's going to show 2 in it. If you do 21 times 3, you do 63 days, it's going to show a 3 in it. Every time you do 21 days in a row. Liz, you got to change that identity. Jump off the edge of the cliff. It seems like you're a very cautious person. So what you got to do is go to the edge of the cliff. Don't worry about wings. You jump off and grow wings on the way down. Right, Donna. Donna says this is not a diet, it's a lifestyle change. Amen. Renewing of your mind. Amen, Donna. Journal on the website or online or in the Facebook group. We have a lot of people that like to post in the Facebook group, but to be official, you must do it on the website or the app. People are doing it in the Facebook group, and I love it. They're posting their charts, and I love it. It's great for accountability. It keeps you focused. You get the support and connection with others, but you've got to do it on the website. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Christy. Anybody else? Dolores asked, do I know if MCT oil decreases your triglyceride level? Exercise decreases triglyceride levels. Reducing chronic inflammation reduces triglyceride levels. You reduce chronic inflammation by avoiding sugar and starch and eating the way we eat. So MCT oil as a supplement does not necessarily decrease triglycerides. MCT oil used the way we say to use it through our classes will help reduce triglyceride levels. You'll continue to get badges, and we're going to keep this group active, Deb. We like this for new people, if they'll also watch the daily doses and learn the right way. Thank you, Melissa. God bless you. Yeah, the weekly timing chart, Jess, goes through the Facebook group. You post the weekly timing chart on the Facebook group. for accountability. Anybody else? Vera, every single WOW challenge is allowed. You just have to name the specific one and put it in one of your slots. If you don't like the meal plan you come up with and it's Wednesday, you have to wait till the end of the week to do a new one. So you got to stick to the one you select. You can't change items out until the end of the week as you're getting ready for the next 7-day period. Anybody else? Thank you, Liz. Thank you. Just email me. If you got to run, you got to go. Let me put my email address again. Email me and I'll get you the links. Anybody else? Anything you're not clear on, you can email me. Okay, y'all. I think that's it for today. We love you. I hope you got something out of the class. Thank you, Angela. God bless you. Don't forget, please share our membership drive with everybody. Help us figure out this expense problem that we have with all these new updates that we've had to do. Sure will be helpful to us. Thank y'all. God bless y'all. Have a perfect Saturday. Love y'all.